Well, I guess I have to watch NXT again. Welcome guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Viper Warfare and I want to give you guys a very short review about the NXT Stand and Deliver show. The NXT Stand and Deliver show just happened like 10 minutes ago. And in a few hours there's Wrestlemania Night 1 ahead, so I'm in a little bit of a time pressure. But I just wanted to basically talk about the NXT show because, yeah, it definitely changed my mind about it. I definitely need to watch the NXT program again because the last time I was watching the NXT program was back in 2020. That was the last time I really followed NXT, and afterwards I didn't really care about the product, and yeah, it definitely changed my mind. So yeah, I won't talk any longer. I just want to give you guys my very short review, and I would suggest I start with the very first match on the show, which was the women's ladder match for the NXT Women's Championship Match. I didn't really know all contenders, like I only knew Zoe Stark and Roxanne Perez. Indy Hartwell I knew, and Gigi Dolan, but the other two members I didn't really know, so yeah. But I have to say, the match was okay. It wasn't bad, it wasn't very good either, it was okay. It was a very solid match with very solid action. The problem with the match that I have was that it suffered from the typical women's issue when they are performing on the big stages. I have talked about that issue on another video of mine, which was why WWE has issues with the women's wrestling right now. And it is that the women on big stages suffer from that big ambition to outperform the men, which is very good, by the way. I like when the women are very ambitious towards that, but it is like they want to do so much, so awesome, that they, yeah, they set the bar for themselves up here, but they only can perform here. Oops. It had many spots in it which felt very half-hearted and especially unsafe, especially that Gigi Dolan ladder spot. No, it looked not very good. It feels like the women have very high issues just picking up the ladders, and that especially slows down the match, which is not good. Otherwise, there's nothing more to pick her up about. The storylines did continue, that was good, especially the feud between Gigi Dolan and Chasey Jane. I like that. And especially the ending to the match, which was that the Index storyline between Indy Hartwell and Dexter Lumis continued. Yes, I like that. I was a very big fan of that. Yeah, Indy Hartwell seems to be like a good choice to be a new NXT Women's Champion, and especially if we look at the later match, it just felt much deserved. Next on the match card was the Triple Threat Tag Team match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Very good action. Yeah, the action was very, very good. I might have preferred a Tornado Tag Team match even more, because if there are a multi-team match, I somehow don't understand why we don't just decide to put on a Tornado Tag Team match, because there are no DQs, so why not just keep on the pace a little bit more and just go all out on the action by letting all competitors go basically into guerrilla mode and just tear each other into shreds. But it was otherwise a very good match. The Creed brothers looked very good, they looked awesome, especially that electric chair spot. Jesus! Holy shit. I have to give my kudos to Julius Creed, who I think it was, who did that spot. Wow. That is some monster strength. Wow. Very good. Very, very good. The save by Mark Coffey to basically keep the NXT titles on Gallows. Okay. I know the name of Mark Coffey and Joe Coffey. I know the names because I watched that NXT UK tournament in 2017. Yeah, 2017 will be the next topic of my next video, but that's another thing. And yeah, let's see how all that continues, I guess. Good choice. It's okay. After that tag team match, there comes a fatal 5-way for the NXT North American Championship, and holy shit, guys! I kid you not, this is easily match of the night, and maybe even when it comes to WWE, the match of the year so far. Like, wow. What these 5 guys have put on the match on that night, wow, just absolute masterclass. It was an absolute
banger.
We had 5 dudes who just went all out with everything, and I just have very big issues right now to basically put up all of my excitement into words, because wow, match was great. Match was very, very great. It looked very, very clean, especially Axiom spots. Like, I love this guy basically right now already. There were some light botches, of course, but nothing majorly big that really takes me out of the match to know like, oh, okay, yeah, they have to basically redo the spots. I know, yeah. What I really liked about the match was the high pace and the hard hitting spots. The great selling by Ilya Dragunov especially really give me this feeling of pain. What is this guy taking to be basically doing all of that shit? Jesus. It seems like the WWE wants to try to push some luchadors again, and I really like that. Like, in that match I realized, wow, WWE is missing some luchadors. Definitely. And if you haven't watched that NXT North American title match, why are you here? Just look it up. Go on the network, watch it right now, go on to Peacock. Just give it a try. It was phenomenal. But Johnny Gargano versus Grayson Waller was a unsanctioned match, which was unexpected a bit, like for the whole feud. But they did a very, very great job. The match really felt like a complete grudge match. It felt like they had some bad blood for over, I don't know, 5 years or so, I don't know. And Waller basically paid off with everything he had. Like, his back looked Grayson Waller's back looked like it was, I don't know, just taken into shreds. It was an unexpected hardcore match and just basically a very nice story match. And I like when story is heavily implied into the match. That is why we are wrestling fans. That is what basically wrestling is. With Johnny taking the win, it was basically a very heartfelt and a very feel-good moment. And yeah, much deserved. Grayson Waller is an absolute heel machine. He looks very promising. And yeah, nothing to picker about that. And Johnny Gargano works very well in NXT. He works much more better than on the main roster. I don't know what it is, but it feels like Johnny Gargano on NXT is like a very, very different Johnny Gargano than on the main roster. I don't know. Somehow I just feel like the connection to him, to the main audience on the main roster, just isn't there. When he is on NXT, you can really feel his connection to the crowd and with just everything. And somehow I like that more than what happens on the main roster. And especially that last moment I shared when Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae celebrated. And Dexter Lumis and Indy Hartwell came to the stage and they celebrated together. After that very hardcore hitting match, there was the NXT Women's Tag Team title match, which really felt like a toilet break match. And I even have to admit, I guess it was intended to be that. I have nothing to bicker about it. The team of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn looks good, and I'm very happy that they actually won the tag team titles. Yeah, like I haven't known the other characters, and therefore I didn't really have any connection to the whole story, to the whole match. And yeah, it really felt like a toilet break match. So yeah, nothing here to say more. Not bad, not good. It was there. Yeah. And for the final match of the night, there was the NXT title match between Braun Breaker, the ever-living defending champion, against Carmelo Hayes. And ironically, that was a match that I booked for my Wrestlemania 39 rematch card. And it's nice to see that they actually went ahead with that idea. The match started off hot, and very fast especially. And the throwing out of Trick Williams was very foreseeable, and it was good for the later spot, because I will talk about that very soon. Otherwise, there was a great exchange of style. The ref bump looked a bit half-hearted, like the bump itself looked good. But when Trick Williams clobbered over the NXT Championship over Braun Breaker's head, and he had to wake up the referee, the wake-up call felt very, very cheap. Like, he basically just went, "Oh, wake up!" And the ref was like, "Oh shit, yeah, like I'm here, like, geez, I've had the biggest snap of my life." Besides that, the match finish was good. And especially that now Carmelo Hayes has become the new NXT champion is something that I really much like. Like, I guess it was the main reason I didn't watch NXT was because of Braun Breaker. Not because he is bad or anything. It was more like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like a very fresh air right now into NXT. And I feel like with Braun Breaker giving the title to Carmelo Hayes and even moving up the main roster right now, it's like something has changed in NXT, and that is something that I really like. And I really hope that Braun Breaker moves to the main roster because I want to see him there, and that he gets a very good character and especially enough time to develop his own character. Like, what he has going on right now is solid, but nothing where I would like to see him. Like, when I think about Braun Breaker, I see him as a main eventer with Austin Theory. Like, in 5 or 10 years, I can imagine that these two can have very great main event matches for the top tier title. But right now, no. But the thing is, that doesn't need to be, because there is enough time. You have to remember, Braun Breaker is only in his early 20s. This guy, if he does it correctly, can have over 20 years of a career. So there is enough time for him to eventually get there. Yeah, I will definitely give NXT a new chance. I really need to check out the new weeklies. If you haven't watched the NXT program like I have, just give it a shot. It was good. And yeah, let's see where the NXT storylines go on from here. I'm sorry for my very bad English. It was a very fast video, like I said, not scripted or anything. So yeah, my improvised English is very bad, and I'm sorry for that. I have to see what I can do with the video material. Yeah, this will most likely just me being and yeah. Anyways, what is your thoughts about the NXT Stand Deliver show? Have you watched it? If you have, just leave your comments down below. I will be very happy to see them and read them. And let's talk about it. Yeah, let's talk about the NXT Stand Deliver show. There's nothing more to say. Wrestlemania begins in like 3.5 hours. So yeah, this will be a much fun edit. Yeah, keep it up, guys. Enjoy Wrestlemania. And yeah, just have a great time, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. See ya!